Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. Mudbutt's bachelor party is getting drunker by the second, even though their assassination attempt is closing in. King Mudbutt took the group on a brewery tour. Quinny accidentally said he was king of a car but got away with it. Alan started trying to get Mudbutt drunk, and Reginald bullied the entire group into competing in the feats of strength. Can Alan and Quinny survive in a fighting ring? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
The feats of strength. Truly a chance for the drunkest and bravest amongst the revelers at the Oasis to prove their ability to kind of somewhat not fall over unless they intend to for reasons we do not understand or know. Here is where you find yourselves in, for lack of better term, a sweaty locker room. You can see old posters of the Forsaken kind of up on the walls. You can see kind of champions past. There's sort of a number of heroic fighters kind of up there. And you find yourselves in a fairly interesting mix. There are definitely some like career fighters in this room. There's people, taping up their wrists and getting ready. And then, of course, there's, overly confident heroes of a variety of sorts, all waiting for a chance to win things of little value to anyone but you. So the maximum amount of people who can fight in any match is 2. So what is the pairings that you're going to go in with?
Oh, father-daughter, obviously.
So it's tag team style?
Yeah.
Tom, just to be clear? Great. All right, then. Looks like it's you and me, little king.
Yeah, all right. Are you good with carrying most of the weight here?
I'm figuring what I'll do is do a lot of yelling and get the crowd hyped up and get the other people angry so that they come at me, and then you just stab them right in the kidneys until they die.
This is like... I thought this was like boxing.
I thought this was like a blood sport arena. Wait, you people do things that aren't to the death? Why would you even watch this?
Because it's still pretty rad.
Oh, man, people would phone this in so hard where I'm from. Okay, so it's going to be punching based. Can you punch them in the kidneys? That'll make them go to sleep, right? We'll figure it out.
I mean, yeah, just like my little hands aren't gonna knock any kidneys out or anything like that, but...
Listen, I don't know very much about this Forsaken guy, but I do know a lot about brand protection. And if I'm going to take over the role of being this bumhole fellow, then we're definitely going to need the Forsaken money. So you need to be a murder child. I don't know what that involves, but I bet it's biting and I bet it's blood.
Look, I'm not saying I won't try my hardest. I'm saying I'm not strong.
Okay, then be sneaky and be cruel. That feels more you anyways. I think you can pull that off. I'll do punching.
Quinny, you... hear a voice clear its throat behind you.
Yeah.
And Baba Yaga just says, "Hello, dearie. Sorry to bother you. I know you're up to no good. How's that contract deal coming?"
I've been pretty busy with the bachelor party, Baba Yaga. I haven't really been selling the brand or anything like that.
Well, it would seem to me, if I'm seeing things correctly here, that you seem to be in a room full of rather desperate people.
Yes. I understand where you're coming from. But you gave me this contract, and you gave me the choice to get people to sign it or not.
Hey. And I just start snapping in front of your eyes. I'm like, where are you? This is, I've been talking, and I didn't notice that you weren't listening for like 3 minutes, but I'm noticing now, and I'm a little bit offended.
Well, no, I'm just getting all hyped up and in the zone, for...
Is this
fighting.
a demon in your head thing?
What?
I overheard a couple of people talking and some other things. We're on the road. People talk. You got a demon in your head? Is this you talking to the demon?
It's the demon's mom, if you must know.
Okay, then what does the demon's mom want?
She wants me to recruit someone into her... I don't know, thrall in exchange for
Okay, so what's
power?
the deal you're offering them? Is it like really terrible? It's like, I get your soul forever and you get to eat shit. Ha 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 ha. What's the deal?
They lose 2 years of life to gain a massive advantage of their choosing.
Oh, I thought it was strength specifically. Yeah, okay. So they sacrifice 2 years of their life for like a wish to be granted, basically.
Okay. I mean, what if you sign it?
I've kind of got a bad history with that. I'm trying to, I'm working on it.
Yeah, but it's just years. What, do you think you're going to live forever?
It's never just what they say it is.
And why don't you sign it if it's not a big deal?
Hey,
Wait.
I don't want anyone to sign it.
Are you're listening in? That's pretty rude there.
I like
Standing
signing
right
papers.
behind you.
Oh my God.
Mudbutt will sign it right now.
Give me the pen.
Pen's gone, man.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I'll
did throw that
sign
away.
it in blood.
Here's the thing. If you get somebody else in this room to sign it, then they'll probably be able to beat us in a fight. I was thinking you should sign it because you're terrible at this kind of fight. Also, what's she going to do? Own more of your soul?
Look, it doesn't sit right with me. She hasn't incentivized me to get someone to sign it at all. She's just asking me to do it, so I'm choosing to say no.
Yeah, Reginald, stop pushing this.
Yeah, Reggie, calm down with the paper. Bah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. I'm not thinking. Shut up. All right, let's fight.
I like your new friend's deal. Just in general, not this specific deal. I just mean in general. I think he's a good addition to your team.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's going to stick around.
Oh, well, I mean, if he doesn't need that soul. I know a lady. I'm sorry, I'm really bored. Things have been really quiet at the chicken house lately. Since the goblins stopped fighting around here, I'm thinking of moving, but really real estate's just so ridiculous right now. Yeah, you know what? This isn't your problem. I'm sorry. You get back to your fighting or whatever. Just remember our deal.
Yeah, well, you stick around, Baba Yaga. Around 10 p.m., you're going to really see some shit.
I'm going to make popcorn of dead people's teeth.
Ugh.
Awesome.
You kind of look around, you size up the competition. I think in terms of how we'll play this, we'll likely do this the way we've done most duels, which is since the sort of spotlight of the scene is on Mudbutt and Alan as a tag team, Reginald and Quinny, I think what I'll have you guys do is if you can each please just roll me a close combat check.
Do you want it just based on strength because we're boxing, or strength for me and dex for him? What are you thinking?
I think, yeah, that works for me.
And I don't really do unarmed checks and stuff like that. It's
no
just D20
proficiency,
plus...
just a D20 plus for you, D20 plus your dex.
Okay.
Ryan, D20 plus your strength and proficiency, please.
Cool.
So mine's a dirty 20. I just happened to roll high.
And mine's at 21.
Okay, great. So you guys actually do spectacularly well. You're tag team fighting against a goblin and a kobold, who are actually very acrobatic, and you're a little concerned for a bit. But sure enough, Reginald, what do you yell to distract them?
I yell, the black spider said you're both getting the black spot. Which I think confuses them more than anything in real life, but it's like Treasure Island rules in the Black Spider's Horde, which is if you get a piece of paper with a black spot on it, it means the Black Spider sent assassins to kill you.
Look, man, I got it. They didn't. So yeah, they're confused enough that sure enough, Quinny just comes in, fists of fury, and just starts fucking laying into kidneys. And it's more of an annoyance at first than an actual pain. But he may not be strong, but he is fast. So this is like a full-on flurry of blows. And eventually, both of them are just like, ow, my kidneys! And then Reginald, you just run over, just because they're both short, just fucking kick them in the chest so they fall over. And then you step on one, and Quinny kind of grabs a leg, and it's really awkward, bad tag team wrestling finish. But the crowd loves it. They think it's wild. The other tag team was just acrobatic and fun to watch. So this was a big win all around. So you two have secured your VIP passes.
Great.
Oh, cool.
But now it's time for the main event. So Mudbutt, you and Alan step up, and you realize Alan is not great at fist fighting, and magic isn't
No.
allowed. So like this is kind of your chance. But also you feel a little bit bad about the completely outside your realm of control circumstances that led to you getting banned from the Fire Festival. So like it's time. Here's my question. Do you think you fly into a rage?
Let me ask this question first. How much do I have to throw up in order to not be as drunk as I am right now?
I'm just going to purge right there in the room.
What I was going to propose, Adam, is since you're a barbarian and you can fly into a rage, if in fact you are in a rage, that alcohol is going to come real handy. But if you want to try and purge it, you can. I'll just need you to roll a Constitution save.
Well, if alcohol fuels my anger, then I would like to stay drunk.
I rescind my request.
Yeah. So you see your challengers enter. One is a turtle. So like a Ninja Turtle looking motherfucker. And he is like something out of a nightmare. Like he's got like red scars across his face. He is a scorched black, like ash. His back is black as his face is. It seems as though like it looks like charred wood. Like if you pulled him out of a fire.
But he's a turtle?
Yeah.
He's like, was it Razor?
Yeah, but like if you left Razor in a burning building and then Toka had to pull him out. So he's a scary looking asshole. And he comes
Brazier.
out. Brazier, yeah.
Razor.
Yeah, sure. So he's Brazier, the Burnt, and his tag team partner is like an elf who has clearly used some kind of steroid in his life, and he is similarly badly burnt. And behind them, you can actually see there's like a pyre burning. Like they're doing a full on WWE entrance where like a giant metallic pyre is rolled in, and their walk in is they both just walk through it, and then kind of take a fighting pose. And his name, he is again similarly badly burnt, and his name is Draken the Blackened. So you've got was it Tojar or
Toka? Oh, no.
It was Toka and Razor, and Ryan portmanteaued them, and I didn't write it down, and now I regret it.
Brazier?
Brazier, yes, thank you. So Brazier the Unburnt and Draken the Blackened. And both of them, like, just snort out ash and smoke as their body continues to, like, crackle with the heat. Draken just points at you and goes, "Pardon me, sir, I think you're gonna lose." And Brazier is like, "He's correct. I think we're gonna beat you. We're super scary."
How old are you?
12, shut up! And then he rushes at you,
God.
fists up.
no.
Roll initiative.
Oh, jeez. 7 plus 1, 8.
Okay.
Do I have to roll something?
Yes, initiative.
Oh,
The thing
sorry.
we do at the beginning of combats. I know it's a new system, but you'll pick it up eventually.
In a Sherlock Holmesian moment, this won't be featured right now, but if you were to look in the background, you would see Reginald and Quinny having a very serious conversation, more so than watching the fight. But we'll deal with that later when we flash back
fun.
to the convo.
Oh.
Interesting. Wonder what the DM meant by that.
As is appropriate for someone who never fights using her fists, I rolled a nat 1.
Cool. So this is a tag team match. So only one of you gets to fight directly at any given time. And so the 12-year-old Brazier runs up And Alan, I think because you rolled a 1, I'm just going to say he connects. He just fucking uppercuts you, and it's like Brad Pitt getting clocked in Snatch, versus his whole body kind of goes up and then falls into an imaginary pool like a Nest he had. That's your face right
Great.
now. So Alan, Jesus, you're going to take 14 points of damage as just this fist knocks you up into the air.
Super.
You land hard on your back by Mudbutt. Mudbutt, you're looking down at her, and you just saw your own flesh and blood, the girl you've raised since birth, get fucking punched real hard in the face. And it was a bit of a cheap shot, too, because, like, no one dinged a bell, which you're not sure if that's part of this, but, like, it would have been nice. It would have been a considerate thing for someone to do. And you begin to seethe. You can just feel the old rage returning. Your body is a mass of just sweating out booze and pork, and
apples.
And apples, yeah. Like no doctor can get near you. You consume so many apples. Alan, you're on the ground. Obviously, he rolled higher than you, so he's up again. He's going to attempt to just straight up stomp down on your chest. What's your AC?
12.
And you're prone, so he gets advantage. He hits.
Of course he does.
That is 8 points of damage.
Oh my God.
Great.
And it just like knocks the wind out of you. Like weirdly, the funny thing is, even like a year ago, this would have been like your chest would have caved in and you would be dead. But Alan's seen some shit. So even though you're not like a martial fighter, weirdly, you're able to kind of stand up to this punishment more than even you're expecting. Like he comes down and you manage to kind of like cross your arms in front. Your metal arm takes part of it. You remember watching Honor System fight and kind of how he would use his body in ways to kind of deflect things. So as a result, like you're getting literally stomped, but like it's not as dire as it would have been. Of course, Mudbutt doesn't know this. He just sees his sweet baby girl getting her ass kicked. Next up in the initiative order is Draken, who just yells, "Yeah, good work, bud. keep on kicking, I guess. Just like practice. We're scary. And everyone in the crowd is really having a hard time with this because they are legitimately really scary, but like kind of not though. It's like why you don't let Brock Lesnar talk. It really blows the.
I'm Brock Lesnar and I'm 12.
F5.
I got tired of real work, so I came here to be tall and push people over.
I'm scary. And then Kane comes out and is like, me too.
And you know how like when you're winded, you can't really breathe out. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of say, Mudbutt, do something. I'm going to kill one of these children.
Mudbutt, you're up. She's within reaching distance, 100%.
So is the ring set up like a wrestling ring? There's like ropes
Yeah.
Am I inside the ring?
Imagine it's an octagon. But no, I'm going to say as soon as he rushed her, you stepped out so as not to get disqualified. So you're outside the ring. You're on the outside of the ropes, ground level.
Okay, so he's currently on top of her, like with a foot.
Yeah, just
her.
stomping down.
Okay, so then I hear like Mudbutt do something, but in my head it gets translated into like you're 5 or something. You're like, Daddy, the mean man's hurting me. Help me. and I just, it's like, I'll save you, daughter. And then I kind of like just focus, and all the hair on my body, just like the hackles just go up, and my hair gets all like kind of like spiky, and there's just this wind comes from nowhere, and I just like grasp and I let out like a big like a huge roar, and I jump in the ring, and I want to kind of like use my momentum to like choke slam the guy like into the ground.
Nice.
Okay. Amazing. With the wind at your back, the rage in your heart, and little Richard going, you spring up off the ropes and go for the choke slam. So go ahead and roll your attack, please.
Okay. So I don't see where like my choke slam is.
It's probably because it doesn't exist. So go ahead and roll a d20, please. I'm going to ask you to add your strength and then your proficiency bonus.
Okay. So 18, strength is 4, proficiency bonus is also 4.
All right, so you'll be adding 8.
Okay. What about my drunk dice? Are they?
Oh, yes. Go ahead and roll that, please. And you're raging, is that correct?
Oh yeah. I went on.
So
I went
on a
Super
rage,
Saiyan.
I believe you get and grant advantage. So you could roll again if you want to see if you get a crit, but honestly, that's a pretty good roll. And yeah, go ahead and roll your drunk dice, please.
And I'm at D12 now. Is that what it is? Okay. 4.
Yeah. You rage out. Go ahead and roll it again.
3.
Okay, cool. So in your rage, you throw caution to the wind. You spring off the rope, grab him, and try and chokeslam him to the ground. There are no like ring girls or guys in this. There's ring dogs, and the ring dogs are barking. They're loving this shit. They're just thinking it's the best. When they don't work at the brewery, sometimes they work here. It's a good way to pick up an extra check. Very savvy union dogs. So you grab him by his like thick, meaty, like roided out elven throat, and you try and slam him to the ground. Go ahead and roll your damage, please. We'll say this is a D10.
D10. All right. Bye, baby. Wait a minute. Where's my D10? Okay. Hold on. There it is. Wait, is this 10? Yes. Sorry. 9.
All right, so that's 9 damage as you slam to the ground, plus 3 from your drunk dice.
Oh, sweet. Oh, it gives me power now.
Because you're raging. So you slam him to the ground, and then almost as an afterthought, you turn around and just slap Alan for the tag. And she rolls out under the ropes and like just kind of catches her breath out of the ring. Meanwhile, you see Draken being like, "Come on!" Oh, sorry, that's not his voice. "Come on, ref, where's the call? He didn't even tag her." And the ref's like, "I don't have any credentials. I'm just here to look good." Gives him a thumbs up. And then just goes, "Okay, good, clean fight," and like steps back. So that brings us to Alan. You've rolled out of the ring and are heaving. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution save, please.
12. Oh, and I have to roll a d6, right? Oh, and that's a 2. Shit. -1. 11.
Okay. You still beat a 10, so you're all right.
Yeah.
You managed to get your breath back. So you're
that's
still taking
nice.
a bunch of damage, but now you're kind of back in the game. Top of the round, he is being he's on the ground pinned by you, Mudbutt, so he's going to try and break out. So I need you to roll me an opposed strength check, please. So that's just a d20 plus your strength.
All right. Does my drunk dice give me advantage or?
No.
Oh,
but you
okay.
are raging, so you can... I feel like I can let you roll this twice. This seems like the kind of thing where like a raging barbarian would be better at this hold than a non-raging person.
Oh, okay. And I take the highest or?
Yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 10. And then a 6, so I'll take the 10. And then +4 for strength, so 14.
All right, so he breaks out of the hold, and then he goes to just throw a haymaker at your face. What's your armor class?
14.
Well, I rolled a nat 20, baby.
Oh, jeez.
Shit.
All right, so that is 13 points of damage as he just clocks you in the side of the head. And then he gets up and he kind of raises his fists in like a sort of like street fighting boxing way, like Sagat from fucking Street Fighter. So just like real up high. And now you're into it. It's the two of you squaring off. The crowd is cheering and chanting. But underneath that noise, Reginald and Quinny are having a conversation.
Ah, yes. So, here's the deal, Quinny. Obviously, this fight's happening, but I think I figured out the plan. I figured out how we can do this. You're not going to like it, But I also think it's the only way that this will work. It's going to require you and me to work together, and most importantly, it's going to require us to finalize what happens with the vault at the end of this little journey. But here's what I think. We get the VIP passes, sure, we go. They're going to recognize him. Something's going to go wrong. He's terrible at sneaking. The whole thing falls apart. Everyone dies. But sounds like this bad guy likes shows. Wizard. Very powerful, very important. Do you know what that means? They like monologuing, and they like having people be betrayed. So here's what I'm thinking. We get Mudbutt drunk. We shove him in a barrel. I take that barrel along with your evil soul contract, and I go and deliver them to Ignatius and say, here's this person here, and here's all the power, because people make long-term power wishes, generally not like, I hope I can't be defeated in the next 2 hours. Then, I'm on their side. I'm behind the stage. I can set Mudbutt free. You guys can show up in the VIP area, and we attack them from both sides when they least expect it. Maybe even during the show. Thoughts?
I mean, it's bold. I really don't like the idea of this contract being used. It's too easy for it to be used against us. I mean,
well, if it came down to it, though, would your patron choose you or this boring asshole?
If it came down to it, I honestly don't know. It's hard to get a read on her.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm not a very good liar. I am a big wiener, but I'm a terrible liar. So I need something that's so good they don't care if I'm lying. And Mudbutt isn't actually that great. Better than nothing, but not enough. I could give them Mudbutt and you and Alan, and you could keep the contract.
See, that's just, I'm going to be honest with you here because I think honesty is important. I just don't trust you that much.
There's a sudden... Oh, sorry, finish.
Just because you have told us that you full on plan on running away at the first sign of things not going well. So I don't know why I would entrust the fate of myself and my friends to you to be following through on stuff. I mean, I'm just putting it out there that you've said these things. I can't pretend like I didn't hear them.
And that brings me back to my first point, which is we have to finalize the deal about the vault at the end of this journey, because when that deal's good, then you know I won't betray you because I have more to gain. Otherwise, if we don't make that deal, I wouldn't trust me.
What's in the vault that you want so bad?
All of it.
Reginald, you've seen a weapon that your father has wielded when he has deigned to set foot into combat. It is a sword that almost seems to be dripping with a black liquid. And when he has been in combat, it's so strange. You feel like you've seen the sword almost grab weapons and pull them out of people's hands. It's like the sword has almost a sentience of some sort, some kind of ability. He keeps that weapon in the vault. And you've always thought that if you had that, you would probably be able to keep yourself safe forever. Now, obviously, this isn't your dad's vault, but if your dad existed at some point in this world, surely that's in the vault. So I think more than anything, you want the blade of Reginald Tingler. Archibald,
yeah.
But it would become the blade of Reginald Tingler.
Yeah, there's some very specific loot that would make me, one could say, unkillable, theoretically, like my dad is unkillable. You know, I need to be more like Daddy. I don't want to have this conversation right in a public space while other people are fighting, but here's the deal. I need a sword to not die, because my whole goal is to not die. So, do you know what? Running away and betraying you means I might not die right now. But that could mean I die in a week. But if I work with you and I get the sword of not dying, then I won't die.
I mean, that makes sense insofar as I understand each idea, the way it's connected. A sword that doesn't let you die is a whole other issue. We killed your dad here.
Well, did he have a sword with him?
He did, yeah.
Well, then obviously it wasn't the sword that I wanted, because this sword would keep him alive.
I don't think Quinny knows enough to literally be like, dude, it's the same sword. So he'll just have to be like, maybe, man, fine, you can have the sword.
Okay, I get the sword. I get my pick of all the magical stuff, so I could make an outfit or whatever, and I get half the money.
No, if you're taking all that literally you never die sword, you don't need the money.
I'm pretty sure I do. Do you want to live forever and be homeless? Terrible deal.
first you get the immortality, then you get the money, then you get the women. Isn't that how the phrase goes?
That's not true. I have to fight. We have to steal from a god to do this. And I'm a very nervous fellow. I don't need to fight a god. I could go live in a cave, but then I might die in that cave. I want this sword and I want money. So I'm rich and I've got a sword.
You get, how many of us are there ideally going to be?
Well, there are
Me and
three of
Alan,
us. I'm only
for
committing
sure.
to 3. You don't get to invent new friends I have to give money to.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Juniper.
Well, and I was also going to say, like, I guess no one ever told you about how Butthole would leverage Goblin Jr.
So, okay.
You get a third.
A third. Okay, I can do a
You
third.
don't get a half, you get a third.
And then you guys can split your 2/3 up amongst however many friends you want to. That's fine.
And we're each guaranteed at least one magical item, too. You get to
Well,
pick a bunch of stuff.
What if there's only one sword?
This is the deal on the table, man.
Well, then everybody gets a third of a sword. I don't want to be just a third not dead. That's like my leg's really good, and I'm
If it's
fucking
just
in
the
the
sword,
corpse.
you can have the sword, but then you're getting less money. Then you're down to a quarter.
What?
So,
yeah.
Third of money. I get. If it's one magic item and it's just a sword, I get it. Otherwise, we split the magic items, but I get to pick first.
That works.
1-1-1. But I get priority for magic. Done. Okay, we shove my butt in a barrel. I take your evil contract, or I sell them all in a barrel.
I'm telling you right now, tentative. I got to run it past Alan still.
Okay, you realize she's not going to agree to stuffing her new dad in a barrel and selling him to the villain, right? Like, that's
Honestly,
why I'm talking to you.
She's getting him drunk and trying to take him out of the picture. You're talking about putting him in a barrel. She might be more on board than you think.
Okay, good. Then I'm going to need your contract, but we can do this. Nailed it.
This
And
is
then
the
I just hear
weirdest
like a big crash behind me.
Yeah, there's a big rush of applause. This is the weirdest episode of Better Call Saul I have ever seen, but I'm here for it. So yes, there's a big burst from the crowd. Mudbutt, you've been exchanging blows with Brazier in the ring, and he's pretty formidable. But you're also real mad.
Oh yeah.
And it is your turn. What do you do?
How's Alan doing? Is she recovered?
She's
or-
regained her breath, so she's just kind of like standing by. Alan, I imagine you wouldn't be too keen to get back in the ring.
Oh, hell no.
No.
He's raging. He's fine.
So I'm gonna maybe like before I do my move, I kind of like look back and be like you're gonna need to dig deep inside you. You're gonna need to find everything you hate, everything that hates you, everything that makes you feel sick, and you're gonna need to light it on fire and wrap it around your soul and burst into a berserker rage like your father.
From the crowd, you just hear Reginald yell out, 50 gold, the wizard goes down.
I have faith in you. I have
You
faith
hear a
in you,
lot
daughter.
of like, I'll take that action. Yeah, that's great. And then you turn back to your opponent, who is like rushing across the ring towards you. What do you do, Mudbutt?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm right now, every like wrestler I'm ever aware of is just like cycling through my head. I want to like boot him in the stomach and then deliver a nasty DDT.
Yep. All right. Dig it. So go ahead and roll your attack to see if you can get the boot.
What's a DDT?
Oh, it's you kick a guy and then you put his head underneath your arm, so like his front is like he's bent over in front of you, and then you basically just like, well, the way Jake the Snake does it, you smack the back, and then you drop him on his head, and he's like,
Oh, okay.
done.
Gotcha.
You if I'm not mistaken, like you drop to the mat with him. You bring him all the way down, and
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a pile driver, except you're like using like
You're
your
beside him and stuff.
yeah. All right.
I love Jake the Snake so much.
It's like the best name. You know what
Really?
I mean? It's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
just Jake the Snake. You know, from where's he from? Like Cold Mountain, Georgia, downtown Kick-Assville. Like, Frank. Man,
Yeah,
I love
they had
Jake
to
the
rename
Snake.
it after the war. All right, slam that motherfucker.
All right. And I add my strength, so that's 12. and then I roll my.
You're also raging, so you can roll again and see if it's better.
All right. Oops. All right. Fell off the table. Okay. That was 18. So 22. And then I use my rage dice.
For damage. So yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. We'll say, I'm going to say, since you're doing a double move, we'll say a D10 for the boot and then a D12 for the DDT.
Oh, man.
And then you can roll your drunk dice and see if you add anything else to that.
Oh, man. He's done. All right. Okay. So here comes the big boot. That's a 9.
Okay.
Then, he does the finger, right? So he's like, oh, and I grab him and I kind of look around and everyone's like, oh, no, don't do it. And I'm kind of like, yeah. And they're like, no, don't do it. And then I kind of like do the finger, smack, drop. And I go, 2. But I got my drunk dice. Oh, what was my drunk dice? Was it a
D12.
The D12.
Oh, so
if you get a 1 to 6, again. You'll add more damage.
Okay. 9.
Unfortunately, no more damage.
All right, I'm still kind of tipsy. I should have hit him right away. I was like milking the audience.
No, I understand. You hear Thumb Pinky be like, "It's his bachelor party. We should cheer louder." And everyone's like, "No, he did the thing, and we were scared of it." So you DDT him into the ground, and he's woozy. He's stumbling around, and that's when you feel the cold. Sort of sharp pain of a shiv entering your ribs.
Oh no!
And he kind of stumbles away, and his hands are in the air, and the ref is again like, "I am not good at this," and he goes and tags out, and Draken steps in, and Draken just does like a classic like scary NPC in like a brawler game where just like punches his hands twice. And then he swings around so his shell is kind of like over his shoulder, and he just starts like barreling towards you. What's your AC?
14.
Okay. So I've got advantage because you're raging. You're going to take 8 points of damage from the shiv.
Oh, geez.
And then he hits you. He slams into you just like full on because you were down. He just kind of like launches Koopa shell style. And you're going to take another 14 points of damage as he slams into you. As he does so, he actually jams the shiv into you with his palm.
Oh, God.
So you take another 8 points of damage, and it's now inside you, which is not great. And all evidence of the crime has disappeared.
Oh, my God.
So you're feeling pretty rough. Alan, you actually see this. And you see Mudbutt like cough out some blood and kind of stumble. And he struggles to his feet. Do you tag him out or do you stay on the sidelines?
Yeah, I have to run in. Fuck.
How do you enter the ring? Do you jump off the ropes? Do you slide under?
I awkwardly clamber up under the ropes.
Okay. So you clamber up. And you're standing there looking at this giant turtle who's just like pounding down on Mudbutt. And you get to thinking, Alan. You get to thinking about a variety of things. You think about Butthole, who died and who you assumed was safe. Because if there's anywhere that man's going, it's to Moonhammer. But now Moonhammer's gone. Hell is overrun by that asshole who tricked Quinny a bunch of times and took Bucky. They're all gone. Fandolin's gone. Your mom is back, but like seemingly doesn't really need you. And you don't actually know if there is a resolution to that relationship so much.
Yep.
You knew your dad was a bit of a dick, but it turns out he maybe broke reality, and that's a bummer. Grayson Typhus is alive, so that sucks. And now you have yet another parent figure trying to kind of rip their way into your life. And yet, of all the parent figures you've had, Mudbutt's actually the only one who's ever directly asked you what you want to do and has tried to support that, which is super weird.
Yeah.
But even with Riker, he was kind of Team Bryn. So, like, you realize that even though he's a wacky fuck up, he actually is legitimately just looking out for you. And this has been a lot. And I think you're fucking mad. So, Alan, as you think about this, your metallic hand curls into a fist. Your mortal hand closes into a fist. And you let out just a bellow of all the frustration and rage you felt about these fucking mysteries, about Xanthus taunting you, about having to leave the future, not being sure what's happened with the new future or the mages, all the things in the world you can't affect. And just like fucking always, it's come down to something you actually aren't good at that will determine the fate of yet another person you care about. And your hair begins to rise and spike. And your eyes begin to go black. And the bluish sort of spell scarring begins to throb. And although you're not using magic, you are still a conduit of magic. And Mudbutt might have physical rage, but you've tapped into something pretty spooky. And so you crank back your fist and you throw a punch. Go ahead and throw as though you're making a melee spell attack.
Okay. Ugh. 9.
Here's the thing, Laura. You are currently spell raging, so go ahead and roll again. You will also grant advantage, as barbarians do.
17.
You clock that fucking turtle right in the side of his dumb head. Go ahead and roll a d10, please.
All right. Nine.
All right. So you sock him in the side of the head. He is shell-shocked and falls over to the side. And you kind of drop into what you've seen other people do as a fighting stance. You don't really know how to do it, but you're powered up. And then you see him and he's kind of like awkwardly shifting back and forth. And then he just starts to cry. And he's just like, "That's no fair. I'm on my back." And you realize that much like his elven companion, he's so roided up that where normal turtles can easily roll over and get up, he actually can't. So he just kind of sits there, and you walk over and just put a foot on his chest and awkwardly raise your arms.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes bananas. And someone points at Reginald and is like, "That guy owes us 50 gold."
And Reginald takes out the 120 gold he has and just throws it in the air and runs away.
So having defeated the tag team partners, you're granted your VIP passes. But you're a little bit fucked up. I'm going to say your drunkometer drops down to a D8 because the rage and blood loss kind of sobered you up a little bit.
All right.
But all of you exit the arena, VIP passes in hand, and you have a brief second to catch your breath. So feel free to spend hit die if you want to.
Oh, excellent. That's better.
With the help of Quinny and Alan, you managed to get the shiv out and kind of tape up.
Is there a doctor that I can go see?
We'll say there's a very Dr. Nick Riviera kind of cleric who just looks at it. He's like, "Oh, geez, that pierced some internal organs. That's no good." And then he just sticks a finger in the wound and it hurts like hell. And then slowly you can feel it. There's a weird squingy feeling inside you. And then he pulls his finger out and the wound slowly heals up. And it seems that he's repaired the damage. And then just sticks out his grubby, remarkably dirty fingers. And he's like, "Money, please."
How much did he heal me?
So he healed you of the massive wound inside your body. Which is pretty good.
But I'm still...
No. You also get... Oh, shit. You gained 22. Because I rolled a 10 and a 12 on 2 D12s.
Damn.
All right, that's
Guys,
102.
I just want to say I rolled 4d6 and I got all sixes.
Holy
This was
shit.
very exciting.
The number of the
I
beast
cannot
plus
believe
6.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you're feeling much better. Like the pain's still there, but your health points are back.
Okay. Yeah, I might roll another. I have 4 hit dice left because I kept rolling poorly of my 11. So I might do that just
Go
to
for
like,
it.
heal.
So with your passes in hand, you make your way back up to the hotel room, and Mudbutt, you're a little roughed up, but you get in there, and all of you are thrilled to find that a number of burritos have been delivered for you.
Oh, sweet.
They're full of apples and pork, as is the theme of the day. But you're all able to get like an actual meal, and some formal wear has been delivered for all of you, along with a reminder that the next item on your itinerary starts in 20 minutes. So the formal wear goes over your t-shirt, not covering it, but just like dolling it up. So it's like jackets, it's a long coat, it's that sort of thing. Mudbutt, you're the one who ordered these outfits. So what formal wear, quote, quote, do you think you got for the team?
It's form-fitted, very sturdy and effective armor that is painted to look like a classy tuxedo.
Okay, so it's like a tuxedo t-shirt, but armor.
Like a steel tuxedo. Tuxedo.
Dildo.
Yeah.
It's a tux dildo. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
unfortunate when you pronounce it.
So you
Yeah,
arrive, and
no.
basically they, if you're wearing armor, they just quickly retool like a magical kind of sheen on it that will wear off. Alan doesn't wear armor. So what do you think you got for Alan?
Oh. I mean, I kind of wanted to give her armor because...
I dig that. Sure.
Yeah,
So
because I want to talk to her first and just talk about the berserker rage that she went into.
Cool. So you guys have a couple minutes. Quinny and Reginald. Quinny, you find Reginald cowering behind a desk in the hotel room, having run away from his debts. And the two of you kind of step into a side room to finish your conversation. I'll see you out on the balcony, and then Mudbutt and Alan, you sit down at the table with your burritos. Is it a side by side, like, well, hey there, champ, or is it sitting across from each other?
Look across from each other. I want to be able to like see her.
Great. So let's start with Reginald and Quinny, since they got interrupted by shiving.
So we seem to have come to a third of the money. Everybody gets a third of the magic items, but I go first. And if there's only one item, it goes to me. But then second choice goes to you or Alan. I don't really care who does that. If Alan's on board and we're going to go with Mudbutt plan, am I giving all 3 of you, or am I just giving Mudbutt and the scroll?
You're not giving all 3 of us.
Okay, so Mudbutt and scroll.
Mudbutt, and I'm thinking we try to forge the scroll because it's too dangerous to be a real thing in the hands of an already powerful spellcaster.
Did you remember when I told you I'm a bad liar? This plan absolutely could have worked if you hadn't told me that you're giving me a forgery. And I'm not going to fall for this weird cup and ball game of like, is it a fake or is it not? I'm just going to assume it is. And then I'm going to die, and I'm not willing to die for this. If you just give me the scroll. I told you, scroll are people. I could do either.
Well, then look, I'll do the talking. I don't know why you have to be the one to deliver him in the first place.
You think they're going to believe you go evil?
Sure. See the eye patch?
And I don't have to be there?
No.
I'm going to go ahead and say you both need to be there, just because I like this plan.
Here's the thing. I am a lot more charismatic than you, and I am way more of a professional wiener. I feel like if there was a room and there was a god there who like brought us both back to life, on the way out of the room, I would say thank you, and you would flip them the bird. And when you flip them the bird, you get murdered. And then I get murdered. And then Mudbutt gets murdered. This whole thing's a waste.
I can refrain from flipping them the bird until we've sprung the ambush, and then it's birds flipped all over the fucking place.
Do you see how I look sort of like a super charming, like probably criminal type to you, who's a little bit shady and you're sort of into it?
You seem sly, but at the same time, I have context. So it's a weird thing of, yeah, you seem like you might be cool, but I also just kind of know you're not.
Yeah, but that's because you've spent the whole day with me and you think being cool is important. I look like whatever people want me to look like. It's one of my gifts that I'm using right now. That's why everyone's agreed with me all day. Do you have that, or do you just have an eye patch and being sort of rude is your power? You couldn't be nice to me during this negotiation.
Well, then, either one of two things is happening then is I'm just not a nice negotiator, or your little charmy magic isn't as good as you think it is.
Okay, let's hear your plan.
I like a lot of what you're saying here. I'm just saying if your weakness, if the weakness in the chain of your plan is you can't lie well, let me lie for you.
Okay, you lie to me. Let's see how good you are. Just pick something. Tell me a lie. Win me over.
You want me to tell you a lie?
Yeah. Do you know what? Let's play a game where we'll both do this. We'll both say 2 truths and a lie about ourselves, and we'll see who does better and who can guess the lie.
Okay. You go first.
Okay.
As he
This is
thinks,
fun.
we cut back to Alan and Mudbutt. So you've sat down, you've done that dumb thing that I always do with a burrito where you try and figure out which way will end up with the least amount of sauce in your lap. You'll lose, but you still have to try. You've unwrapped your burritos and you've taken that delicious first bite. None of the rest of the bites will rival that first bite, but damn it, you're there. Mudbutt, you had questions about the Berserk Rage.
Yeah. So first I kind of let Richard out and he's kind of just like hopping around on the table. And I take off a little bit of burrito and he's just like eating the burrito. And I just want to be like, so how did that feel?
And I'm kind of like leaning over the table, like kind of hunched down, just like in between mouthfuls, like, felt pretty good.
Yes. That's the blood of thousands of years of Winchester flowing through you. It's a gift and a curse. You have to learn to control it.
You know how blood works, right? Like, we're not actually like blood related.
Well, I know that a heart pumps blood, and that my heart pumps your name, my daughter. So as long as it pumps that name, we share blood.
I mean, I did feel ragey, so that's got to be inspired by you.
Look, all of the House of Winchester, when they get old enough, they start noticing things about their body. And one of the things is just this unbridled rage that they have burning inside of them. And I kind of wish that my dad would have, taken the time to talk to me about it instead of me learning the hard way. So I just want you to know I'm here for you if you want to learn anything about who you are as a Winchester.
I'd like to point out this is the second time Alan has got the talk in this exact hotel.
Oh my God. At least there's no like people puppet fucking in my mindscape. Like,
Yet.
Jesus Christ.
The night is young.
I put the puppets away. Like, oh, okay. All right.
Maybe
not.
like Richard is just dragging the puppet across the table and then dumps it off the side.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no.
And I do see this as an opportunity to learn. So, this is like, well, I mean, tell me about raging. You seem, I mean, it just happened now. Like,
yes. It's, I mean, you kind of experienced the best of it. When you experience a moment of loss, that's when it's triggered. So you probably saw your father lying on the ground being hurt, and that just flipped a gaslight inside of you, and it just, every single bit of sadness and hate and anything that has ever bothered you ever in your life was just sparked and lit a flame. Did your hair do the thing? Did your hair go spiky?
Yeah, it did.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Did you get wind? I get wind. Sometimes you don't get wind.
What do you mean, like fart?
No, it's like a wind.
like
it's a wind that appears. We don't know what it is, but it's more. it's more for dramatic purposes, really.
I don't.
No,
I didn't notice.
okay.
But
that's fine.
Alan-
You'll get wind.
Alan, can you go ahead and roll me a history check?
Yeah. A 21.
You remember reading like an obscure fucking text in the Temple of Ogma way back in the day, when you were still kind of thinking about adventure more than living it, about a wind elemental named Chester, who took a
Chester.
tremendous interest in mortal lives, and is said to have even coupled with mortals at one point or another, but is generally regarded as being a benevolent deity who looks over those who seek to right wrongs and to live the good life. And you put two and two together, and you realize where the legacy name comes from. Do you think you would tell him?
Yeah. So, yeah, like the wind Chester, right?
So they just dropped the D, I guess. It's over time.
Over time, yep.
Oh well, we're from Winchester.
Yeah, but you're named after the wind named Chester, right? Trust me, you are.
I'm not following. What do you mean? Some dude named Chester's like.
Yeah, there's like a wind god kind of thing.
Oh.
Elemental, what Yeah.
Oh, really? Wait, how do you know that?
I just know shit.
Oh, wow, that's convenient.
I did a lot of reading before I left.
Oh. Daughter, I'm so proud of you.
And with that, Alan, you begin to regale Mudbutt with the tales of Chester, the wind elemental. And obviously not quite at the same level as like Robert Duvall Wind God, but like, definitely in the ballpark. Yeah. And Mudbutt, you listen enraptured. You remember when you were young, Grimebottom would tell you stories like this. But as he became more and more obsessed with his own mortality, gradually you felt more and more like an afterthought. And in a weird way, even though she didn't grow up in Winchester, you feel kind of like you're capturing something you didn't even realize you'd lost. And you were proud of her before, but you're experiencing that rare joy a parent gets when their child teaches them something. And just makes the burrito taste all the better. Meanwhile, out on the balcony, 4 truths and 2 lies are being spoken. Go ahead, gents.
All right, you say yours first, and we'll alternate. I'll say one of mine second, and then you say your second, and we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
My first statement. You have no idea how unlucky you are to have never known your brother.
All right. I fought in the Donkey Wars on the side of the donkeys.
All right. I sold the soul of a kid just to save my friends, just for my own ends.
I don't know my mom's name.
All right. I deserve to be the king of Akka.
Daddy gave me a compliment one time, and it only might have been an accident.
All right. You want to guess or shall I?
I think you should guess first.
I think you know your mom's name.
All right. If I had to guess about you, you don't think you deserve to be a king?
So, how do we decide who was telling the truth and who wasn't now?
Well, you have to say first.
I don't think I do.
Okay, we'll both write down our answer and then give it to the other person, all right? It's easy
Why
enough.
can't you just tell me if you know your mom's name or not?
Because whoever says first, the other person can just lie about what their truth was and then manipulate the game. I fucked this up. We should have written down which one was true before we said them out loud, but I already ruined it.
Okay. So maybe I should just lead with the talking? Is that maybe the main takeaway from this?
Here's the real answer. You didn't say the actual thing, which is all of mine were true. Bam, there wasn't a lie. You couldn't tell. So, when things are true, you don't have to lie good. I got you, just like I'll get them. Now give me the stupid contract or get in a barrel.
I'm not giving you the contract.
Okay, then get in a barrel.
That's the truth.
This was really
and I'm
easy.
not getting in a barrel either. Because I wasn't lying when I said I don't trust you.
This is the stupid... Why did we even make a deal? I get everything in the vault then, and we'll do whatever the fuck you say.
Sure, sounds like a good deal.
Ooh, I like this. Okay.
Quinny said, lyingly.
Yay.
Quinny, roll a deception check.
Okay. That is 26.
Yeah, good news, Reginald. You're getting everything in that vault. You can roll an opposed check.
Honestly, I don't even need to. I can believe his offer, but the fact that he won't trust me means this isn't different than my world, which means he's just another boss, which means running away is still on the table.
Gotcha. Great. With that, there's a tone over the speaker in your room, the sending stone, that announces that your next reservation begins in a moment, and you must leave. It's the classic, food pickup where it's like, you need to leave in 2 minutes or you won't get there in time. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to get my food. I'll go when I want to. So you're in that zone where the tone is gone. Again, it's still early enough that you can't attend the Fire Festival yet. So that plan still has to be on hold. There is just one more event on Mudbutt's itinerary that you must make your way through. No bachelor party is complete without strippers, and there's only one place in the Oasis where you can find that. My friends, you're headed to Shag Nasties.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, of course we are.
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, our special guest, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum Dums and Dragons. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, DM Rob, Christopher Little, Joshua White, Olin Anderson, Sue One, Devin Boyce, George Dolby, One True Artistry, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.